What's going on, guys? It's Sidi, and today I will show you how I came up with this particle text animation only using Blender. We took the particles, we exported them out, and then we put them back in the project. We created some points using geometry nodes, and we came up with this very cool animation. If you just want to get the project file, it will be down in the description in my Patreon, or you can just watch the video. It's very easy and I will explain everything. So let me start up a new project file, and we're gonna start with the fluid simulations. So here we are, press Shift A and add a new text. I will type the letter S again. Let me delete the camera, and let me change the font. I will be using this font because I have it on my computer. I like it. It works. And then I'm gonna convert to mesh. I will press Tab A to select everything and extrude with E. And okay, let's press N. And here we have the dimensions for the text. For the X I will do 3, for the Y I will do 2.3, and for the Z I will do 0.45. Okay. Press 7 to go to the front view. Select the text, go up here to Object, Quick Effects, and select Quick Liquid. And now we have some liquid, which is definitely not what we want. Let's go to the frame 0 so we can have the liquid domain here. Let's press N again. For the X I will do 4, the Y I will do 4, and the Z I will do 2.5. And let me center the box, G and Z, and I will just move it up. Okay. So as you can see, we have some gravity, we have some liquids, though this looks very bad. Let's go to the domain settings, and here we have to switch up a couple settings. First of all, go down to mesh and deactivate it because we want particles, not mesh. Okay, that looks right. And let's go up. The resolution, I'm gonna use 70 resolution. We don't need more for this. If you use more, it looks worse. So the time scale, I'm gonna do 0.1. Here we have the steps. I will keep the maximum at 4 and the minimum I'll make it 2. And now go to liquid. Let's switch the simulation method to APIC. This looks the best. Particle radius, make this 0.95. Sampling, make this 3. This determines how many particles we have. 5 is the maximum, but 3 works perfect. Particles maximum, I will make it 18. Minimum, I will make it 16. Again, because we want a good amount of particles, but not too much. Narrow bandwidth, as you can see now, the text, this place here, for example, it's very close. If you have a very low bandwidth, the simulation understands that there are places that are not connected but are very close, and it gives you a better result. So I always put it to 1. And yeah, let's go down. Cache, I will make the end frame 150. For now, activate is resumable and go down to field weights. If you remember, we have gravity. The text falls down very slowly now because we put the scale of the time to 0.1, but we don't want any gravity at all. Now that we have changed all the settings, it's time to add some force fields and specifically some turbulence. Scale it up and make sure you place it in the middle, very important. I think that's in the middle, yes. Okay, and for the strength I'm gonna put it to 1. The seed I'm gonna make it 0, and yeah, let's play. Let me hide this. Okay, already we're getting a very nice result. Let's add the second turbulence. Shift D to duplicate. Let me name this displacement, because we will do a little more stuff to this turbulence. I will make the strength 14. I will make the size 1. Noise amount, I will make it 1.2. And the seed is gonna be 88. As you can see, this second turbulence, because we put the strength to 14, it creates a huge mess. But we don't want it to start like this. We want, let me check. How can I disable this, please? Here that the text starts to become unreadable, I want the text to explode. So let's do frame 40. Let me make this correct again. Let's set the strength to 14 again. Down here that it says fall off, let's activate the minimum distance and the maximum distance. Let's up the maximum distance to where it covers almost the whole place. 2 can work, and let's add some minimum distance. Okay. And now with the displacement selected, I will just add a keyframe. I will go to frame 30, so 10 frames back. I will place the displacement down here, and I will add another keyframe. Let's also select easing mode, ease in and out, and let's do linear. Let's see. So it starts slowly, it starts displacing, and then boom. Exactly what I wanted. Okay, let's see in a better way. Yeah, this is perfect. So I'm also using 30 frames per second. I'm using 1500 pixels on each side. Let's set the end frame to 150. So when you have finished with everything, go here and go down to CAS, and here that it says type, change it to all and bake. This is gonna take like a minute or two. Keep in mind you can always make the resolution lower for a faster render, or here the sampling, if you make it lower you're gonna have less particles, so less time to render. So now it's baked. I will go to file, export, alembic, and just name it something. Up here to selection, check this and check the end and start frame you want, and hit export alembic. So now you can just go to any project, go to file, import, and press here alembic and select your export. But I already have done mine, and I'm just gonna show you the geometry nodes and the text settings and the compositing settings, so you can recreate it. It's very simple, trust me. So let me clear this scene. What do I have here? Perfect. Okay, first of all I'm using Eevee, 32 samples and 80 samples on the render. I'm also using ray tracing, resolution to 101. Here I have this set to 0.6. Okay, I'm using some motion blur, 0.3, and I switched the settings around. This worked very well. Film, I don't have the background transparent because I like the black background. I'm using as the color management Chronos. Of course it gives you these very nice colors. With standard, look at that. Okay, medium high contrast, I changed this a little, doesn't matter. Performance, compositor, GPU of course, and precision set to full. We're also using 30 frames per second, 1500 pixels. PNG render, and yeah, let me show you the geometry nodes. So here I'm starting with all the particles. This is what came out from the last project, this is what you have, and then I did the points to vertices. So now we have vertices instead of points. And then I did a mesh to points. And then I did some merge by distance. Here I didn't like how it was very dense, so I made the distance 0.06, and here that everything spreads out, I turned it back to 0. This is a very small step, you might not even need this, but for me it made it look better. And then I connected everything to an instance on points. Let me take the scale off, delete those. So I instanced icospheres, 0.1 radius, 2 subdivisions, and then I set shade smooth, because otherwise, look at that, it doesn't look good. So shade smooth, set to face, and I plug it on instance, and then I made this gradient setup for the scale. Let me plug it back. So as you can see, the way it starts, here we have some particles becoming very small, and this is how I made it. I set the gradient to radial. Also there are some other very nice, this also looks very good. You could use spherical, yeah. Then I added minus 1.1, then I multiplied by 0.4, and then with this add node I started with a value of 0.3, and then if I remember, 47 frame, yeah. So this is when the text explodes. I wanted this this effect to start from the first frame, as you can see, and end exactly when the text explodes. So the timing is nice and it looked smooth. The map range, this was what was going on, so I added this map range, set to smooth step, and these are all the values. So yeah, please, can you work? Okay. Rotation, I don't know why I did that. So then I realized instances, and then I set the material. So let's go to the material. So this is my material. It looks very good, but it's very easy to make. It's only these nodes. Principled BSTF, IOR is set to 2.5, okay. I plug everything into base color and emission. Emission is set to 2. So this is all starting with the texture coordinates. I get the object and I place it on the surface, and then we mix this wave texture with this noise texture here. Yeah, and it gives us two things. First of all, it gives us this where can I show you? You see this wave texture going on? If I move this, you can see it better, yeah. So this is what's happening. These are the values. I added a driver on the phase, so the phase is moving every second. You just do let me get another node. You just do hashtag frames, allow, and now this is moving every frame. And some distortion here. I changed this to so diagonal, and then the noise texture, this is what gives us all the color. I wanted the noise to be big enough to where it's not very random. You can go even lower on this. I think it will look very good. Let's try this. Yeah, like for a one color theme this looks great, but I wanted this rainbow type. So I'm mixing with a linear light. Factor is set to 0.3, and then I do some hue saturation to make the colors speak louder. Saturation is set to 2, value is set to 1.6, hue is set to 0, but this is preference. Oh, this might look even better. Yeah, okay, let's go back. So what else? Let's go to the compositor. This is the important business here. Let's do without the compositor. This is it burns your eyes, I know. Maybe now that I see it better I need to add some more exposure. Yep. So I started with the Sobel node. This gives me these nice outlines without and with, okay, and then we do a box sharpen to make the edges more sharp. Of course, then we add the color balance node to make the colors a little more correct, and then exposure set to 0.7. Okay, understandable. Brightness contrast, I turned out the contrast a lot because I like this gray look. Then we add a glare, just a little, it doesn't have to be a lot, and then a color balance, and everything now looks perfect. So this was all, guys. Very easy, this tutorial. Not really a tutorial, but I want to show you how I work. Always render with PNG. So this was my final render, and then I opened the render. From here, file, new, video editing. I opened the render, I put it 2 times on the timeline, and this was the original. And then the second time I reversed the speed. I pressed here, reverse frame, and now it's like a perfect loop. And here you render like as a video. So this was the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you learned something new, and I will see you on the next one.